I don't think I've seen the Cyrano. Oh, and we're off.
Yeah, absolutely. We got a split already. We got a piece of heart, and we got a mirror and sanctuary.
Mirror's first time. Let's quick mirror out of Sanctuary.
Yeah, that's going to be a nice find. That actually makes things a lot easier, such as if you want to go ahead and do escape, it makes escape routing super simple once you find a weapon.
And Tier 1 tree pull, just 4 rupees, not going to be very useful.
Yeah, we'll see what the uncle has for us. Let's see why he failed to save Zelda this time. Oh, well, it's because hard mode and he forgot boomerangs don't stun. You see, you gotta remember your boomerangs don't stun. Uncle forgot and look what happened to him.
Yeah, that's that's a bit unfortunate for him. And he looks like he was going for the treasure over there, 300 rupees.
Yeah, if you want some anxiety early, Dracarys just found a medallion in the Lumberjack Cave.
And it still might be a little while before we know if that's required.
Yeah, because we're gonna have to clear everything here.
Yeah, even though it's all dungeons, you prefer to save Aga Tower for last, just that way once you complete Ganon Tower, then you mirror, go into Aga Tower, and then drop into Ganon.
So Illus is going to skip that knowledge, but is going to find a second 300 pack in the Thief Drop, which is going to be all the money you're going to need early.
Bottle Vendor, Zora, you got it all.
So Dracarys is opting for the south route out here. It's really interesting. I prefer the south route, but you don't see it that often.
Sometimes I think the south route really depends on how quickly you can get the bombs you want off that farm, and luckily he was able to get one really quick.
It wasn't super clear. It looked like bombs on the race game.
It looked like 5 rupees, I thought. They're
Oh,
both blue.
something blue.
Those were bombs.
Yeah, those were bombs in the library, and Moon Pearl in the back of the bar. What's somebody leaving the Lost and Found that for?
So, do you think we'll get Dark World access before they leave Kakariko?
Well, neither of them's checked the 2 big densities, so we still got 11, 12 locations with what Illus is checking right now. Alright, just some bombs in the chicken hut.
I knew those chickens were plotting something.
%return on investment from the bottle vendor. He must be taking multi-level marketing scams training from Zora. But it doesn't really matter because we found a third 300 pack. And the 100 pack.
I think there's only 5 of those 300 packs.
So we found 1,000 rupees, not counting the miscellaneous 5s and 20s, before we've even got out of CAC.
I think we can call this a rich seed.
Yeah, a little bit.
Hey, too bad they're not playing retro, right?
Yeah. Well, there's a bottle to open up Sick Kid while they're already here.
The one disadvantage of the south route, now they gotta go backwards.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, we're either going to see bomb Mini Moldorm Cave, or they're gonna have to skip it and go to Shaz's Coat Closet and maybe even dip Eastern.
Yeah, it's a bit unusual after all of these. Never mind.
And unfortunately, he must have got hurt playing with his Fisher-Price sword, because now we've got our level 1.
I was about to say, it's odd that after all these checks we still don't have a weapon. Well, we have a weapon now.
Alright, so Illus is going to blind do the race game and get that blue item off there. Drax going to go ahead and head South Shore.
Oh! He's using this route, so it looks like he's going to do Mini Moldorm first, and then swing over to the dam, and then Agina's Cave.
Yeah, I've seen this once already today. I've seen this a lot. It's really a pick your poison on your orphan locations. The difference is that this actually routes an ice cave a little easier if you find the flute.
Plus, I think Ice Cave has a higher possibility of having a hint that leads directly to that location.
Yeah, not to mention Moon Pearl is already there, so the fake flipper for the Waterfall Fairy is also on the table.
That's a flute.
That it was.
Now for Dracarys, this is actually a variation on a play that I haven't seen a lot of. He's just going from Mini Moldorm straight to Ice Cave and probably going to do Zora checks. And then on a second trip, go straight to the dam and possibly over to Agina's.
Yeah, it might play out a little bit better in the short-term routing for Illus, because after Mini Moldorm, you can save and quit, go activate, and flute right back to 8. But it's really 6.5 dozen the other this early.
Now, of course, the thing to note about the guy under the bridge, Zora Waterfall Cave, is none of that's in logic yet. We don't even have gloves to go check Zora normally.
Also, Dracarys going straight there, not checking Lake Hilly Island, not checking Hobo. Just wants straight into these two and Zora.
Probably playing into density, because just one item over there that's a little bit away, and we got an Ether Medallion, so could be useful.
Could be useful, narrows down. Now we only have one of 2 items possibly on Aghanim, or after Aghanim in the Lumberjack Cave.
With that flute, they do have access to Death Mountain, but there's not a lot up there right now. Not a lot accessible, anyway.
Yeah, one in logic, one out of logic.
And that was an expensive bottle.
Yeah, so our ripoff artist changing places today. The bottle vendor with a life lesson, and Zora with a bottle.
Now, with potions only restoring half of what they usually restore because of hard mode, it's a little bit more valuable, but whether or not they actually need it, probably not.
Just a little bit of old man love, as Illus is going to climb and probably blind check Spectacle Rock item and the hint. Now we do have access with the mirror to the top of Spectacle and into Hera a little.
As long as Hera is not lamp locked, they could clear Hera.
Illus is going to pass up the inside of Spectacle Rock and go straight into Hera.
They might check Spectral Rock on the way back.
I hope so.
If you go into Spectral Rock, that's another long climb back up.
Well, it's a crystal of some variety.
And Hera is not fire locked, so Illus can go ahead and clear this.
We get a hint the third bottle's in the Dark Village, and we get our gloves.
Put Zora in logic. But as we saw, Zora didn't really have anything this time.
Yeah, we need another piece of the puzzle to go with those gloves before we can make a call on what's going on there. Now, Draki is going to go ahead and check out the entire escape sequence probably here, at least through the dark. Thanks,
Well,
game.
Yeah.
So, the Swamp Palace Big Key is not in the first chest.
Thanks, game.
Ooh, 50-50 that the second item in Hera's fire locked.
And when Dracarys checks this Dark Cross chest, we'll find out if the back of escape is glove locked or not.
Making his way through the rope room as Illus drops into the Moldorm fight.
Now, unfortunately, since the only weapon they have is a fighter sword, Moldorm will take 6 hits any way you go, and he will hit speed mode.
Ooh! Illus taking an unfortunate death there.
Yeah, that's worse than taking that center hole. And Dracarys only found 10 arrows in the Dark Cross, so there is at least a small key back there.
Yeah, there's a small key and two items in the back of the escape. Dracarys, however, is about to pick up the flute.
Yeah, I didn't see if Dracarys got the map yet or not.
Alright, round 2 for Illus. Illus has put the pegs down, so if Illus takes a drop this time, can at least refill on hearts.
And Dracarys did not make the Aeginas cave play. He's going straight to activate that flute. Makes sense.
Makes sense.
You can flute over there.
Yeah, you can just do the 6 right after. It's no big deal.
And Illus getting bumped off.
Here comes Angry Speed Dorm. And got him.
Third time's a charm. Now, Dracarys saw that the desert ledge was just a piece of heart. So what's Akina got today?
Only that blue rupee. So the progression, if it's not here in Spectacle to go with the glove, it's got to be over in the eastern area.
Or it could be in the back half of the escape.
Yeah, with the glove, and we had now that in logic as well.
That's kind of useful information.
Yeah, it's a good hint to have. I mean, the unique item pool is, all of your Y items plus your single arrow of destiny. Yeah, 3, and we know the green pendant's now in Mire. 3 Heart Moldorm isn't the easiest thing. I mean, even in Vanilla, you're coming into that with a minimum 5.
So there was only one item in the back, but that's Master Sword, so that's helpful.
Well, it depends on what's in Eastern. If there's a lamp in Eastern, it's no longer helpful.
Oh no, it's still helpful, you just don't want it to be a thing.
Yeah, also, good note from chat, it is not a 5/6 inherit, it's just a regular. Tracker on top of that.
Yeah, since this is all dungeons, don't expect a map check since you have to clear all the dungeons anyway. You might see one if they start to think that Pyramid Fairy or Pedestal are a thing.
Well, there's Hookshot, thankfully. That's going to give us access to our unique item over in Paradox.
It also delays us from the early Aga play for a while.
Oh, there's the flippers.
We need the flippers. They just didn't need them this early because fake flippers are a thing.
Yeah, but this will allow Drac even to go ahead and clean up the last 2 checks didn't really make, even though only one of them's accessible at the moment. Unique item in plain sight.
That might be referring to the Lumberjack ledge.
Yeah, that could be the Lumberjack medallion.
Well, there still could be other unique items in plain sight. That hint, since we've seen one, does not quite help.
Yeah. Alright, so Drac can pick up a vanilla big key, I believe, and then go ahead and find out what's in the big key chest, hoping that we get our third dungeon, or third non-dungeon item.
But more specifically, he's hoping for a bow.
Yeah, straight vanilla bow? I don't see it happening.
We've seen stranger things in Rando. Or we could also just see a map and have one item stuck on Armos.
Yeah. So Drax saving quitting. He's gonna go ahead and check the rest of these water checks, and then probably do a flute out to Death Mountain. Just a 20 in Hylia. We'll have to see what follows up a hobo.
Yeah, 20 rupees when they're loaded like they are.
And just more money off the hobo, so at this point our progression is sitting on East Death Mountain somewhere.
You think that unique item might be the lamp?
I really hope. Yeah, I hope so. Alright, so Drax pulling the old man out of the dark. Illus just needs to go to Eastern.
Yeah, after all these checks, it looks like Dracarys might be coming out with a bit of advantage. He's got that hook shot first.
Yeah, it's all coming down to Illus's Hera check, which may or may not have been needed depending on what we find over here.
Well, it's still a crystal, so Dracarys, if he finds Hammer up here, will probably go ahead and do Hera.
Alright, 7 checks. We know one of them is a unique item of some variety.
Of course, the unique item could just be the bug net.
Or it could be the other glove upgrade. Wait, that's not unique, though.
I've heard debate on whether or not Progressive Glove is unique. That's unique.
Yeah, that's quite unique. So's that.
So we got Titan's Mitt, so that's well, we have access to Titan's Mitt, so that'll be Dark World access.
Yeah, unfortunately, Drac doing it this way first, it means that we're going to be double dipping this side of Death Mountain. Because Drax might go over to Hera and then have to come back over here to get access to Super Bunny and Paradox.
Well, Dracarys doesn't have a lot more they can check with just those gloves. They only have back of escape. So,
yeah.
Hera's 2 items. They might go ahead and do Hera.
I would. 2 hints, 2 items. 3 if you count the fact he hasn't checked Spectacle still.
Then again, this check is a quicker check, and you don't have a flute point over here. The Save and Quit to Sanctuary is your only fast travel to the back of escape.
Yeah, you can just do a flute. Well, no, you're going to have to save and quit after this anyway. It's 2 save and quits either way. It was 6-1 and half a dozen the other. Illus picking up the hook shot, Drac picking up Master Sword.
That Master Sword's going to make his Moldorm fight better, though.
Oh, much. It's going to be 3 spins as opposed to a guaranteed rage mode. Did Illus just peace out after only getting the hook shot? I don't think Illus got flippers.
Ooh, I think you're right.
I mean, probably good in the short term.
Yeah, the only way it'll really bite Illus is if the flippers. I mean, sorry, if the bow is buried in Swamp Palace. And with the unique item hint for Paradox Cave, I can't really blame them.
Yeah. So Illus falling down, not the most terrible thing. I mean, you can just take the portal on the bottom and then checks all the way up, mirror at the top, and then jump down.
The other great thing about this Myths location, we've got Super Bunny Cave and we've got Hookshot Cave with the hookshot.
Yeah, it puts an extra 6 checks that Drax is going to have to come back across to check. Illus just going to be a little bit careful here.
Yeah, when you jump down, there's a lot of mini Moldorms down there that bit unpredictable. Yeah, there's the red potion.
Alright, Dracon's way up to Moldorm. Illus going to give us 6 new checks here.
If the hammer is not up here on Dark Death Mountain, that might make Dark World navigation a little bit annoying, since without the hammer, you only really have one warp point into Dark World, like into the entirety of the world.
Yeah, but at least you've got like... Oh, I just thought of something bad. What if the next progression's in pod?
Well, there is a way around that, I think.
I mean, you can use the flips to get over.
You can fake flipper over by, oh, we're getting a map check.
I saw 5-6 a pod.
Like, Swamp and Skull Woods were pendants, and Mire was the green pendant. Bombos is required for Turtle Rock.
So by process of elimination, I think that means Desert's probably the other 5-6?
Desert or Eastern?
Yeah. So Illus is going to go ahead and check the mire area and then do a backdoor into desert, it looks like.
Sounds like a good play. And then, I did not see that.
Yeah, that was quick.
Okay, it was Ether.
Well, I've got silvers for Ganon.
Since this is hard mode, they can only turn the silvers on at Ganon.
So Illus is going to go ahead and dip into desert. Can dip into mire, but 5 hearts, green mail, no lamp.
Master Sword.
And it's locked.
We got cash held with the fishes.
And since we got a bottle from Zora, we know that means catfish is useless.
Key under the map much.
Yeah, so desert's boot locked, but thankfully the boots are right next door in desert.
It's still fire locked.
You're saying that, and then we're gonna find the lamp over here on the east side.
In that case, you're the witch, not me.
It's gonna be nice for the runners, though. Nope, just 10 arrows. Because that's gonna make movement overworld so much easier.
I mean, without the lamp, we know Aga is still not on the table.
Just some bombs inside of checkerboard. Ella's gonna abandon the portal to go check Agata. I guess we're gonna be probably headed to Outcast after this.
The lamp could be in mire, though.
It could be, yeah.
It'd be a bit rude, but it's possible.
Yeah, Mire's available, but Mire with no fire source is just... rude would be an understatement.
Yeah, especially since they don't have access to left side because no fire source.
Alright, so in terms of routing, Illus is just the most minor of checks ahead. You know, basically just 2 checks at this point. Those being Bonk Rocks and King's Tomb. But Drac pulls out the Ether Medallion. We're about to get a gamble.
I think the question is, if he finds the big key, do you make the play on Vitreous?
I would. I'd give it one shot. And we have confirmation that the Lumberjack Medallion is Quack.
Useless medallion, so... wow.
Yeah, that, we needed 2 different medallions, and thankfully not the one on Lumberjack.
Do we get to have our dream last dungeon, Aghanim's Tower?
Alright, so Illus is coming over to Outcast. Gonna make probably a really high percentage play here on Skullwoods, just because it's Skullwoods.
Skullwoods only has 2 items, but actually I don't think I've seen it pay out lately. So we were talking earlier about the about needing Aghanim to cross over to Palace of Darkness, but with those boots, it is possible to set up a water walk from Skull Woods.
Yeah. Well, Dracarys has access anyway with the flips, but wow, found the bow.
Well.
So I like Dracarys' fireless routing here. I can go right back down and check the big chest. Trying to at least get the 2 items out of here, and then come right back around and go to the boss if so inclined. But with 1 heart, that's kind of gutsy would be an understatement.
I bought a blue potion. Or was it a red potion?
But found both items, gonna peace out, and Bombos is sitting in the sea house.
And, well, with the exception of Hammer, that puts Ice Palace in logic.
Alright, so by extension, I'm pretty sure that this is going to be our 3rd bottle. Yep, there it is. Oof, I think Drac just took a nasty death there.
Oh, it was an overworld death. That's Christmas color money right there.
Well, I mean, we're after Thanksgiving, so it's acceptable to be doing Christmas things now.
And that's the brown color money.
So Illus is going to be returning a blacksmith.
Hey, you know what would have made that 5-heart Vitreous a bit more bearable if,
The ability to use silvers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't... there's absolutely no blame on Drac for that. Having already pulled the 2 items out, at that point you are gambling on either Ped or Shasrala having something, and it's just such a low percent play.
Plus, you're likely going to find the lamp somewhere. You're likely going to find more hearts or blue mail somewhere.
Yeah, Drac's going to go ahead and dip Thieves. I like this play. Illus going to get the overworld routing done. Also a solid idea between Purple Chest and already having the mirror, being able to check all of this stuff in the first run.
Now, this is a bit of a gamble from Dracarys. It's going through Thieves Town. He can kill blind, but if there's an item in the big chest, he will not be able to get it without that hammer.
Yeah, but even so, there's still minimum 3 items out of the 4. And Dracarys making a fool out of all of us is going to dip out of Thieves.
And Illus found the blue boomerang over on Stumpy, so there's both our useless boomerangs. Ooh, that hype cave.
Yeah, other than the full heart container, nothing of value.
I'd give that a half out of 10, and that half is just for the heart container in hard mode at this point.
Pretty much.
Now, I mentioned mail upgrades earlier, and because this is hard mode... Oh, that's a sword. That's a tempered sword.
Great. Nice job. You stole Gary's butter knife. How's he gonna put that, jelly on his toast now? Right out of his lunchbox.
I thought that was a bacon knife.
What? Bacon jam's a thing?
I've had it before, and it is good. But as I was saying about the mail upgrades, in hard mode, there actually is only one mail upgrade in the item pool.
No, there's 2. There's 2 in the pool, but the second one's going to turn to rupees, just like the 4th sword now has for both of our runners.
No, the site's saying it is only one in the pool.
Yes, but the site's actually incorrect on that.
Oh, the more you know.
Yeah, I just commentated another group in hard mode before this, where we had 2 different mail upgrades at 2 different locations, and one of our runners declined to pick both of them up.
Well, someone needs to fix that.
Alright, so Illus coming in here. We'll have to see if Illus decides they want to clear the rest of Thieves out. There's not a lot of options left. It's either the rest of Thieves, or, sure enough, the progression's in Pod.
I mean, if the progression's in Pod, Dracarys is a good spot for that. With the flipper skid over there and the bow, they just need the hammer to be able to clear it.
Yeah, it also could be, I believe... No, we got all 3 items, I believe, out of Eastern.
No, we didn't. The last time's still on Armos.
So it could be progression on Armos as well. But Illus is going to give us a look at the back of Thieves. Dracarys is going to go ahead and clear all this out. I really hope Dracarys gives us a hint check from Swamp, at least.
Actually, progression could be in Swamp.
Okay, no, that's just evil.
The front chest. I've seen the hammer there before. And it looks like Dracarys is coming back over to Swamp.
And it looks like he's going to commit to the first chest, even.
Well, while he's over, he's just going to hedge his bets.
I mean, it's not that much of time out of the way. What, 20 seconds, give or take? For one item that could make or break the entire seed?
And we know it's not going to be the big key because that's hammer locked.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, thank God we got that hint.
Thanks, game.
Alright, here's a moment of truth on that first chest in Swamp. It's bad, it's not the worst thing ever, it's like second place in the beauty contest, but still not what you want to see.
It would have helped on blind. It actually will help on blind for him.
Blind with vanilla heart container.
Not the worst thing, but you're probably not going to complain since you're still on green mail in the dark world.
Yeah, every heart container helps. I mean, I would very rarely see skipping heart containers unless you found like a ton of heart pieces and blue mail, and the fire shield.
Oh, the Illus is going back into mire.
Not a bad thing. Gonna get a bow for it. Also, Illus doesn't have flippers, so it doesn't have either the front of ice or the pod plays open at the moment.
The bow might lead him back over to Eastern, though.
Hopefully. So let's see if that Mire dip was fully required. There's a key.
Going over to both side anyway, though.
Oh yeah, there's no reason not to. Just go to bow side, especially with boots, because you can just bonk back over.
That's actually some good info.
Yeah, it means that... Actually, it's not really even needed info. It's already known.
Yeah, I almost forgot they already got both items.
Lamp and pod.
That seems to happen quite a bit.
Yeah. Usually in that chest, from what I find.
So it was a hard nope on early Aghanim.
Yeah. So, Aghanim's definitely 99.9% out of the picture for early. Now that does put the last item in Hera on the table.
I thought that was just a map.
No, there's an item in the basement of Hera, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong.
Well, Illus is making the play on Vitreous.
Gotta respect it.
Yes, Tempered Sword, so that's going to make things a bit easier. And we got our 4th bottle for Dracarys.
Yeah, Dracarys gonna go ahead and get this last item out of Eastern. Unfortunately, Hammer locked out of the rest of Pod.
Well, that lamp is a fire source, so that's going to help.
Yeah.
Apparently, we have a lot of fairies in the drop pool today, because Illus got one earlier. Dracarys just had a fairy drop over at Eastern.
Which is a good thing, because it's going to keep him healthy here.
Too bad they can't catch him.
Yeah. Nice way to slide by there by Illus.
Illus using those NMG spins, and one more eye left, and we'll get the big eye.
We'll have to see if this pays off. Because presumably, I would say Illus is going to save, quit, and head right back over to Eastern now.
Yeah, and that means they can turn in the green pendant.
Nothing out of Eastern for Drac either. That leaves Basement of Hera, if it's an item, I'm kind of sure it is, as well as the Front of Ice.
I think Rigaro was saying in chat that we did find both items out Tower Hera. Moldorm dropped cash, and we got the gloves.
Okay.
And Illus just got the shield stolen. Oh, I know this setup. Illus is headed over to Pod now.
Yeah, isn't this a fake flipper setup or a waterwalk setup?
Yes, it is. We got 20 rupees over on the pyramid, so nothing there.
I'm surprised Drac didn't make the way up Catfish.
I think Drac had the hint that it was just 20. It was just money.
Right. We got the hint for money. So he's going to go do, I would assume, the back of Desert then.
Yeah, they got the fire source for it now. And I believe we do have another item locked back here on Landmo.
I know we got the boots. I thought we got arrows as well. No, we got arrows.
Oh, we got arrows.
Yeah, Lambo doesn't have anything, but it is a 5/6. It is a dungeon you can clear, and it gives you a moment to... It's one of those things you can do mindlessly, and you can be like, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and clear this out. While I'm doing this, what is my next play? Sometimes you just need a play that's going to be like, okay, I need something that doesn't lose me any time, but I can still get something done.
For Dracarys, this might also get paired with Meyer now that he's got that tempered. So that's a hammer.
Oh my god. Illus gets an absolute coup from the green pendant.
And because of that routing, this is going to be a single dip pod.
Single dip pod into a clear of Eastern. This is huge. So if Drac goes back into Meyer here, he's okay. If Drac tries to make ice... Okay, he's put 2 and 2 together. He's like, the lamp basically says that this is 100% the green pendant play.
Yeah, he's taking a clearable dungeon versus Ice Palace without a hammer.
Yeah, not only that, the logic's pretty much screaming it to you at this point. It gave you super early... It gave you a super early cane, it gave you the lamp, and it's like, listen, here's your Meyer kit, go do Meyer. But Illus doesn't have to double dip 2 dungeons now, and that's going to be a lot of time made up.
Yeah, so the logic wanted you to dip Meyer for the bow, then go dip pod for the lamp, then go back to Meyer to get your bow, and then go back. This is why we sequence break.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, chat pointing out, we're only 2 rods away from go mode here.
Yeah, Illus will be 2 rods from go once they mirror and clear out Eastern Palace. And
yeah.
Dracarys will be in the same situation once they turn in that green pendant. Logically, we need an invulnerability item like Cane of Burna or Magic Cape, but that's it. Who follows the sequence anymore?
Yeah, exactly.
Dracarys running low, but that's what they have red potions for.
Eight stakes and down goes the eyeball.
Yeah, Illus, on their Vitreous kill, they actually got a spin on Vitreous himself while he was shooting lightning, so he fired an extra arrow. That it only took 7 arrows.
Arrows are never a concern until you get to Ganon.
Fair point.
Alright, Drac's immediately going to go turn in this green pendant and probably going to have some strong internal language.
One of those moments where we're glad we don't have the runners' mics.
I think that says about everything that you need to know. I think Drax's about to do one low percentage play into the other. I think he thinks he got bit once, maybe he's been bit twice. Is he going for the big chest and Thieves? Oh, he didn't clear Thieves. He can actually clear the back of it now. This is good.
Yeah, I almost forgot.
Yeah, so this is where Drac might be a little bit ahead, is he's actually didn't do the back of Thieves, hoping to find the hammer, found the hammer, now can go back and get the big chest. If there's something there, this race is just going to flip 180 once again.
Yeah, especially if it's the Ice Rod, since Ice Rod only blocks Trinex. And Illus is going to be showing us our first look at Helmasaur. Now, every seed has a Boots hint, and they found the Boots hint. In this case, it's a little late.
Yeah, Illus really with a clean Helmasaur. It's nice to see a regular Helmasaur now.
Helmasaur trying to refund you bombs, but yeah, most people don't use bombs these days.
Yeah, not really. Only if forced to in extreme scenarios.
Like Randomizer.
Yeah, basically. Alright, Drac gets a small key. A moment of truth on that big chest.
Yeah. Hopefully it's just like 20 bucks. Big 20.
Hey!
Oh, hey, it was a big 20. Yeah, if that had been a fire rod or an ice rod, this could have turned into a very one-sided race.
More along the lines of the ice rod instead of the fire, because fire locks a lot of stuff that you would have had to check that eventually.
So where do you think Dracarys goes next? Where do you think Illus goes after Eastern Palace?
After Eastern, I think Illus flew. I think they're both going to flute to 4.
Swamp Palace?
Dracarys has already been in there once. Might put a little more value on ice, but I think Illus definitely goes swamp. It's just the high item density. Unless you want to make one of the gutsiest plays of all time on Turtle Rock without either the fire or ice rods.
Well, there's a fire rod.
No, scratch that. Now Turtle Rock's not too ridiculous out of thought there.
Well, Dracarys now has access to can full clear every dungeon except Turtle Rock. I think you full clear all the other dungeons first.
Yeah, it's cleanup time. Gonna clean up Skullwood. Probably gonna head from there to do one of the other ones. I think that the boss tip of pod's gonna be one of the last things.
Yeah, I'll probably be right before Turtle Rock because there still is an item there. And they're currently tied up at 5 dungeons apiece. Though Dracarys, this will probably be a quick clear of Skull Woods. So it's about to go to 6-5.
Alright, let's see where Illus goes. That's 4, that's gonna be Swamp.
Yeah, the big question the big question we're going to have for this race is where's that ice rod?
Nice quick kill on Mothula. And just 10 arrows. Illus getting their thanks game hint that some bombs that you already found are in a closet.
It looks like the big chest Skull Woods has our last item for there.
Yeah, Dracarys not having checked anything though is gonna have to pretty much just do a back forward full clear.
I might check the big chest as his next thing though.
Yeah, come in, bomb jump it.
What are you going to find over here in Swamp? More bombs!
It's always the bombs. It looks like Dracarys is gonna do pod bet.
Probably for a chance at a Go Mode Swamp Palace and a Go Mode Ice Palace.
Oh yeah, clear this out, maybe go do Pyramid Fairy next.
Oh, that is also on the table.
Oh, Ice Rod.
But Illus does not have the fire rod, so they will probably be coming back in.
Depends on how they've been counting items. I haven't been keeping a good track of it, but yeah.
Well, I don't think we've seen any of the dungeon items, so if Argus has an item, then he won't have to come back in. Argus can hurt if he tags you.
Yeah, not to mention with all this money, it's a quick flute if you need more potions. That was some really good Ice Rod hits.
Almost got the one cycle off of it. And if I've been counting items right, then that means the big chest and the left side are all dungeon items.
Yeah, I think the left side's the big key in one, and then the big chest is the other self-lock or one of those.
Yeah, they're running away.
If Illus goes and checks the peg cave right now, and this would be an ideal time to do it, with your next location probably being Skull Woods for the third pendant, Illus might have an advantage here.
But without the fire rod, Illus has no way to get the third pendant.
True. And it looks like Desert's going to be on the table first.
Well, they've already cleared everything but the boss, so you're not losing any time by doing this right now.
Oh, Mirror Bonk.
We've got Helmasaur down for Dracarys.
Alright, Dracarys has got 3 major choices left. Which one does he take? We'll have to see her after the mirror and the flute.
I can only imagine Turtle Rock last.
Ooh, I don't know. He's filling up on pots.
Well, they're still on 8 heart green mail. Illus unfortunately missing a lot of those shots.
Yeah, but it's so hard to aim Ice Rod with well.
Yeah, it does, it is slow.
So Drax's gonna go ahead and go into Swamp. They're gonna eventually find, sure enough, it's gonna be the Ice Rod in the back.
And they are currently even on dungeon kills, so this will be a huge advantage for Dracarys.
And now it's time for the Pyramid Fairy for Illus. Unfortunately for Illus, Illus still has one dungeon that is fully completable, and will probably happen before we start checking these overworld locations.
And the overworld locations only if he decides not to gamble on Fire Rod Turtle Rock.
Yeah. Gonna do the bomb dupe. And pulls it off.
Hey, more money.
Just what we needed. Alright, here comes the flute.
I imagine we see a flute to 8.
Flute to 8. Ice Palace it is. So this is going to be a full clear Ice Palace for Illus compared to Drac is going to be doing a go mode Ice Palace, which is just night and day.
Yeah, Ice Palace, I put on par with Swamp Palace with how fast its go mode is. I mean, maybe a little bit slower, but not by too much. Oh, there was a map downstairs, so there is an item left in Swamp Palace for Illus. So, about the hour 18 mark, we have Dracarys in go mode. So Illus found out there's cash in Turtle Rock. That's one of the potential 5 items. That'll disincentivize it a little bit, but that's still 4 other items there. So Illus might still go there looking for the Fire Rod. And we're going to have Dracarys headed over to Ice Palace. They're going to be in the same dungeon at the same time, but Dracarys with a completely different purpose. And the Fire Rod to make it a little bit faster.
Yeah, a little bit easier than all that bombos.
So even though Dracarys entered Ice Palace a couple minutes after Illus, since he's go moding this, Dracarys may just finish Cold Stare first.
I think it's extremely likely that he's going to finish Cold Stare first.
Illus is going to have an armor advantage with that blue mail, but I don't see it coming into play really.
Nah, not untempered with silvers.
Also, we just had to get our vanilla item in, didn't we?
Oh yeah, it had to be somewhere. Dracarys with a nice strike in the pin gator room.
Yeah, it always feels a little bad when you go into that room without at least Tempered Sword, because you can't really get that with with Master Sword or less.
Nah, but that room has one of the best low percent strats I love, which is just 2 bombs in the bonk.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
Alright, so Dracarys entered about 2.5 minutes after Illus and is dropping into the Cold Stare fight now. Illus will be dropping in the Cold Stare fight in about 30 seconds.
And Dracarys has that fire rod ready.
Just putting Cold Stare in the corner. That's just mean.
Yeah, about the only way that could have been any better is if that one puff ball didn't get down just a little bit and require an extra swing. That is how you do a Tempered Sword Cold Stare.
Yeah. Alright, Dracarys with 9 dungeons cleared has to do TR, Ganon's Tower, Aghanim's Tower, and then Ganon.
And Cold Stare got away a little bit for Illus, but still got him down fairly quickly.
Yeah, clean execution even for, you know, not getting the perfect corner clear.
Yeah, the perfect corner clear on Tempered Sword isn't quite as easy as Dracarys made it look.
Yeah, it's all about getting that spin and knocking everything into the corner. Alright, Illus making the play to 3. I can't help but think this is going to be cleanup.
Question is, where is Illus going to check first? Is he going to check the big chest in Thieves Town, or are we going to see hammer pegs for go mode?
I'd really hope we see hammer pegs first. It's hammer pegs.
Okay, that's good for Illus. At 1:25:25, we have Illus in go mode.
Alright, so first chest in Turtle Rock turns out to be powder. So Drax is going to come over here. Probably going to find small key, big key over here. I see that happens a lot. Double smalls is actually good there. I think they might be able to get away with skipping Laser Bridge. Unless every other chest strikes out before then.
Yeah, this has to be a key of some type. So this means that the lava chest has to be the big key.
Big key. Yep. All right. So we're gonna see some laser bridge action at least.
If the roller room is a small key, though, then we still won't see laser bridge.
True.
But at this point, we're on a 1 in 5.
So there's a chance.
Hey, it's Dratini.
I love that sprite. Down goes the moth.
So, Illus will probably get into Turtle Rock about the time Dracarys is leaving. But Illus has a blue mail and 1 heart equipment advantage. So, as long as Dracarys plays on point, this will be his race to lose. Possibly.
Illus is just going to be a fan of the memes here and going to go ahead and blind pull ped, even in go mode. For the shovel. Master shovel, everyone.
We got a master shovel. And we're going to have a laser bridge.
Alright, so Illus should be entering TR, yeah, just about the time that Drac either reaches or probably as into the Trinex fight.
So Illus may have a chance depending on GT routing.
Yeah, it would almost take a tile room gamble plus a maybe even an ascent death from Drac.
Drac is still on green mail 8 hearts. So
yeah, but he also has like 3 blues. 2 blues.
Yeah, he didn't take that safety door, and those ion beams are a lot of damage. Also, funny story, since we don't have Blue Cane or the Cape, Laser Bridge actually technically isn't in logic.
I don't even know where it would have been at this point. Where did we check? Spike Cave?
But also not in logic.
Oh. Well, I thought Spike Cave could be in logic if you had the excess of bottles.
I mean, maybe the dig spot.
Maybe.
Or that one item that got left behind in left side swamp.
That would be amazing if the game had expected you to pull ped for the safety item to get through TR.
We'll have to pay attention to the credits at the end.
Clean phase 2 from Dracarys. So, I think it's time for something dark.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Big Key guessing game. So, once we start it, which will be right about now, put your guesses in chat 1 to 22 on where you think that Big Key is going to be. And if you are a subscriber or have donated 250 bits to any of the Speed Gaming channels, and your guess is correct or the closest one, your name will be put on our leaderboard.
Absolutely, get him in there quick, because we're going to be in Ganon's Tower in a flash.
So, where do you think it's going to be?
I always say 14, which is either usually going to be Bob or Rando Room, depending on routing.
I'll take 15. Because if you go straight left, that ends up being vanilla.
Looks like Drax can go straight to the left side, though. Hey, we found a book! Literacy on the torch! And Bob is dead.
I mean, on the one hand, they didn't really need to kill Bob, but on the other hand, you need a good book.
Something to do after you're stuck in there in the Triforce room after you kill Ganon. 2's 50 rupees. 3's a piece of heart. 4's a little key. As is 5.
With all those small keys, this looks like a play over to the right side now.
Yeah, it looks like the off Dark Magician strats. Six is yet another small key. 7's a big 20.
There's only one small key left.
Yeah.
We'll see 8, 9, 10, and 11.
Eight's a heart container. 9's another big 20. 10's a small piece. As is 11.
And those extra hearts were just helping out Dracarys.
Gonna pick up that spare key and gonna go ahead and complete out the left side.
Here's number 12 in the firebar room. We got a mushroom.
So Ganon's been peddling drugs.
I was going to say holding on to all the fetch quests, but that works too.
Eh. Alright, Fire Snake's gonna be 13. Just some bombs. (14 through 17). Gonna be rando. Illus almost up to their Trinex fight now. (14's a compass. 15's a fire. 16's a map. And 17's the blue cane. Which means that somewhere out there in the wide world was the cape.
Question is, where was our logical Trinex progression? And, oh, where's the key as well?
I still say it was on shovel. It was the shovel for the cape.
I mean, that's looking like a good possibility.
Alright, 18's gonna be Bob's chest. And Bob is dead even more. Nope.
Armos on ice. Dead oh. Just barely turned red.
Better than Vitreous on ice.
Or blind on ice.
And there it is. Number 19, full vanilla.
I called the location, just not the route. And congratulations, Naughty Zoot. You were the first person to guess 19 that was a supporter of speed gaming.
Alright, so Illus going to start off with full right here.
If they go straight to Armos, that's going to gain a bit of time.
No, they're not going to go straight to Armos. The number of people crazy enough to go straight right all the way to Armos and be in this tournament is probably pretty low.
Yay, I'm a low percentile.
Yeah, me too. Although I'm not in it. So Drac having a pretty good clear through the gauntlet right now. Illus going to go ahead and now go left. One of the last chests they're going to check. Just going to be that vanilla big key. You said you had to have vanilla items. Illus is going to leave Bob alive, leave the book on the torch. Something about book burning.
So a clean gauntlet is even more important for Dracarys just because of his health and armor situation. He's got max 10 hearts on green mail.
Yeah, it's been pretty flawless execution here. Less about the speed in this case and more about just getting through it, you know, without taking excess hits.
Oh, that was a bit unfortunate, running into the Red Guard's fork there.
Yeah, it's always a little iffy on these two bridges whether or not you're just going to take an excess hit for no reason.
Yeah, Moblin Bowling is the best part of those bridges, though.
Yeah, unless it's swordless.
Don't remind me. That was a heads-up play there, noticing how much magic Dracarys actually had.
Yeah, because he had passed up the full magic refill in the lower room with the eye beams. Alright, so Illus nearly through to Ice Armos, Drac coming up on Moldorm 2.
Now for Illus, oh, that's a fall for Dracarys. But for Illus, I don't know if that was a teleport into that room for the arrows or if he just missed the bonk.
2 falls for Drac. Moldorm is not playing nicely.
Well, he killed Illus earlier this run, so this is just trying to even up the score.
Yeah.
I imagine he's checking chests just to see if he can get a mail upgrade or some extra hearts.
Yeah, just saying, you know, maybe I can find an extra heart container, maybe I can find the mail upgrade.
Looked like a single, though, just because beams were close together.
Yeah, it looks like 2 singles so far. Nice double, though.
Four cycle Aga 2. Can't complain about that one.
Absolutely. Aga 2 goes down, but unfortunately, before the big pig, we have to go back in time and defeat Aga 1.
Aga and Ganon, the masters of time travel. And the great thing about being able to do Aga Tower last is Dracarys will get a full health and magic refill right after this.
Yeah, right before he'll be right in front of the hole with full health, full magic. It's really the best way to do it, not only for routing, but for that reason as well. Illus having a pretty solid Lambo 2 fight, rather.
Yeah, but he used up all of his magic.
True, but there's enough blue potions there that it's not really a huge concern.
I still wonder why Aghanim built his tower over a bottomless pit.
I mean, maybe he had to cut corners on construction costs. I mean, have you seen all the upgrades they had to make all throughout Hyrule with extra ladders and bridges and everything in inverted mode? It probably took everything out of the budget.
Ooh, yeah, you're right.
Answering question, chat, yes. Aga 1 is required for an all-dungeon seed. Alright, secondary game that really is just for the pride. How many blue balls are we gonna get?
4.
I'll go with 6.
For a second, I thought Illus was going to try to hover.
Yeah, it looked that way. So 1 so far. 2.
And we got dueling Agas now.
4 Agras on your screen.
That was a triple.
That was a beautiful triple.
That was a 3-1-2 for Illus, so 1 cycle less.
Yeah, I really think Illus has made up time throughout Ganon's tower.
How many blue balls are we at, though?
I've lost track. I think it's up to like 6 or 7. Yeah, this is getting toward ridiculous now.
Well, it's time to end the ridiculousness because Aga 1 is down.
Dracarys porting over to the Dark World just as Illus enters Aga's tower.
And I'm guessing Dracarys just barely missed the one cycle phase 1. But that's definitely one cycle phase 2.
Yeah, definitely on to phase 3 already. This is just pretty much going to be elementary at this point.
And finally able to switch to those silver arrows.
Now, for as back and forth as we thought this seed was, it's going to end up being pretty close.
There's
nice
torch
glitch, yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have bacon.
Yep. Dracarys, as long as there's not an incident involving a bridge falling, he's going to go ahead and take this race in first place. And we have a first place finisher. Dracarys is going to win this race with a time of 1 hour 49 minutes flat. GG to Drac. Also, with that, Dracarys is going to move up to 11-1 and pretty much guaranteed. They are guaranteed first seed at a Group N.
Illus definitely put up a good fight, though. He'll likely finish within a couple minutes.
Illus just needs to get through this massively blue ball filled fight.
Your uncle is stunning. I guess they didn't get the memo that this was hard mode.
That's why he's dead, or nearly dead. Alright, down goes Aga 1. Illus is going to be coming into the Ganon fight. Aw, the shovel is nothing.
Where was that cape?
That's a good question. Nice locations, great spins.
Oh, missed the torch glitch there. But there goes Ganon.
Yeah, absolutely clean fight. And Illus is going to step through the door, finishing with a 152.58. So less than 4 minutes separating these runners. And regardless of the differences in pathing and item, like, you know, when they found it compared to each other's.
Yeah, 4 minute difference for, you know, as different paths that they had to take for the item differences that they had. That's that's fairly impressive.
Oh yeah. All right, and I think we're gonna get both of our runners in here for an interview in just a moment. All right, and we are going to be joined by both of our runners. Both of you guys, Drac, Illus, GG's.
GG.
GG.
So that was one heck of an entertaining race. It was really back and forth, you know. Illus, your early dive in to go all the way to the green pen and get the super early hammer, and then Drac coming across the fire rod a little bit later before you. It was really thrilling back and forth both ways.
Good stuff. It's nice if there's something entertaining to watch, I guess.
Yeah, so what did you guys think of that seed overall?
I really like the sequence to get the hammer, because the seed wanted you to go into mire without a fire source to get your bow, so you can swim all the way over to Pod to get your lamp, just to go back to kill Vitrius, to turn in the green pendant to get your hammer. That was a fun one.
Yeah, I kind of imagined that sequence, and I couldn't wrap my head quite around it. But if you manage to sequence break through Maya, I think it was kind of linear and pretty nice overall. The only thing that was a bit convoluted was like the fire rod, which was not so easy to see for me at least. So yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely well played and great execution from both of you, especially at the end of the game. Both of you guys up Ganon's tower, up through Aghanim, and the Ganon fight, just absolutely top notch.
Yeah, I feel like my execution, towards the second half of this seed at least, was pretty nice compared to my usual stuff. I died to a Moldome one early because it was 3 hearts, fighter sword, and no boots and stuff. That was a bit rough, but it only cost me 1 minute or so, or maybe 2, but it wasn't much.
Yeah, I took 2 Moldome 2 falls, but apart from that, I was kind of happy with my execution. I also died on the way to Skullwoods and then just didn't go to Skullwoods, so I guess that death didn't cost me.
Yeah, Skullwoods was pretty much nothing.
Yeah, I cleared it out once I found my fire rod, which was pretty convenient for me because I skipped the Bag of Thieves because it had 3 items and didn't have hammer, so I just put it off until I finally had my hammer, and then hammer packs was just right next to it, so the fire rod was easy to find for me at least.
Yeah, for me it wasn't because I skipped out of the TT at first, and then when I knew that the hammer wasn't kind of nearby, I cleared it. So hammer packs were a bit far away, and the big chest in TT.
Yeah, it was definitely like that. And Illus, us and everybody in chat, we have to thank you for blind pulling the pet for the memes for us.
No problem. I figured like it wouldn't make the difference. Might as well pull it.
Yeah, we're all still actually a little bit curious as to the end of the game logic there because of the last key on Laser Bridge with no safety, and then finding Blue Cane and Ganon's Tower. But yeah, other than that, it was pretty much just the actual logic of the seed was very convoluted and had you double dipping back and forth a bunch. But it was actually very linear with some, just quick sequence breaks.
Yeah, Darkmire is something you should be able to do if you're racing against people like Drake, I feel. And yeah, that's what I did.
You did a good job doing it.
Thanks. I'm glad there wasn't anything worthwhile in the Firelocked side.
Yeah, I thought about doing Darkmire. I even bought 2 red potions for that, but then I was at one heart before even going into the dark room. I had 5 hearts total, green whale, massive sword. I said, well, it's only green pendant. Witty himself doesn't have an item. Let's come back later when I have more safeties, because it will most likely just waste time here.
Did you dip into Maya directly after entering after getting Dark World access?
Yeah, my area was my first check in the Dark World, so
yeah,
I
checked
super low.
I checked my area first, and then Desert, found boots and stuff, and then I was like, yeah, I have 5 hearts, green mail, and Master Sword, I don't want to do it, and then I came back later and finished Maya.
Yeah, you both kind of met up once you completed your early Light World checks, and then finally got your access to Dark World after basically trading which glove upgrades you found. And then it really came to, Drac dipped out or went straight into Mire after you both cleared Desert, and then dipped out, but then you came back right afterwards and did a full clear of it. It was really just 6-1, half a dozen the other on all the routing you guys took throughout the seed, and it was really amazing. So, Drac, this moves you up to 11-1. You're guaranteed first place in Group N here. But do you have any more of your remaining races scheduled?
I have my race against Cadenza scheduled for Sunday. It's our game 2. It's her pick. I think it's Key Sanity.
Ooh. I'll see if I can avoid on comms for that one, because I remember what happened last time I commed one of your Key Sanity races. But yeah, that's definitely going to be a really interesting one here. Illus, how about you? You got anything else scheduled?
Not currently. I'm planning to schedule some races with Zelda because there are still 2 left. But yeah, not right now. Probably next week, I guess. It's not like I have any chances for brackets anymore, but I'm gonna do my best and perform a decent showing and get a good score in the end if possible. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a bit frustrated because most of my losses were like, there's one small thing that I missed, and that's why I lost by a few minutes. So I hope to get lucky maybe next time.
Well, any race, any day. You never know how the seed's going to play out here.
Yeah, true.
So do you guys have any other further thoughts or anything on the seed here?
Yeah, I like how we have the exact same collection rate, by the way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we do a lot of similar stuff with routing and decision making and stuff usually. I think this time was not really the case, but yeah. I also like how I could skip the flippers and it literally did not cost me anything. That was kind of funny.
Yeah, everything ended up playing out there in the end.
But yeah, it was really fun to play. I like the seed as well, and I like racing against Drake. It was nice as always. Please don't get so lucky next time we race.
I'll try. GG. What's a fun one as always?
Yeah, GG.
All right, yeah, great job, guys. Both of you. The race was fantastic. It was a pleasure to come. Thank you both very much for running. Guys, we got links for you in the chat here. Follow both of these runners. They've been great. Go ahead and follow Regulus. We got him on tracking. We got Dark59 joining me here on commentary. Give everyone here a follow. Also, Speed Gaming family of channels 1 to 6, LTTPR 1 to 5. Also, we've got some some multi-language channels going on. We've got for German, French, Spanish. We got all that. Go ahead, give everything a follow here. We've got more, not only randomizer action, we've got more tournaments coming at you. I think Speed Gaming Prime still got the SNES Superstars going on. We've got all the kind of speed running you'd ever want to see. So give everything a follow, and everyone, thank you, Karen. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.